Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. Sorry this is taking me so long to get to, but I've been busy with work and just, it's been hectic! But, anywho, the, the actual, I've done a review of, the second book in the series, Freakonomics, and this is the first book, and I wasn't really certain that I would enjoy Freakonomics because I just thought that economics was such a boring subject, and I didn't know if I would be able to get into it or not. But this makes it really understandable, and it puts it in layman's terms, and it's easy to grasp. And the thing about economics is it's like ethics. It's a very gray line, and that's what makes it so fascinating. And there are lots of different uh, aspects in here that make it really intriguing to the reader, especially when considering education and names, whether you're black or white. Um, see, what else do they talk about? They talk about cheating, that everybody cheats, and it's just a necessary evil. Uh, I just found it a very engaging book, and it's also very apropos because in here they talk about the Chicago school system, and you've been seeing a lot of things happening with the Chicago school system currently, and what Chicago does, usually the rest of the U.S. will follow, and how they structure their system, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, because in my in my opinion, I think the system's a little bit shaky, and it needs a little bit of repair. Um, no two people are alike, and everybody's going to need a different methodology of education. As I was going through school myself, I think having things explained to me helped, and I'm tactile in my learning. I'm visual and I'm audio, so I learn in all those different ways. But they're different. They're just different ways of teaching people with these different methods and however they may understand something. Sometimes it takes repeated tries in order for them to completely grasp a concept. And in this book, they're talking about how a teacher may fudge the numbers if they're doing assessments. Like when I was going through college, well, not college, excuse me, when I was going through grade school and middle school, we went through um, assessments, and I absolutely hated taking those things because I didn't know what they proved. If anything, it proves the effectiveness of the teaching. And I have been on the other side as well. I've graded essays, and I'm just thinking, how is this supposed to gauge success? Because I agree with Einstein in the fact that an IQ test does not really gauge one's intelligence. If anything, it's just a number, and intelligence is based on a factor of different things. They talk about nature and nurture in here, and I think they lean more on the side of nurture because they speak of um, an example here of a young boy named Winner, and the other boy named Loser. And Loser was very successful, and then they give the person's real name, and then Winner um, was also successful but had trouble later on in life. So it's kind of an irony. It doesn't really matter what your name is. That they get to that too. Sometimes your name can have an effect of how well presented you are within society, but they really agreed more with the nurture aspect. I myself believe that it is a mixture of both. Um, I really don't believe that heredity has an awful lot to do with it. Now, it may play a factor, but not in the general case. No, I think it's a combination of both nature and nurture. Um, it just it really depends on the type of parents that you're raised with, and uh, they go into that in great depth, and it's really quite interesting. And they come to the conclusion at the very end that there's some bonus material as well that I really enjoyed. They say that not ethics, excuse me, that economics itself is indeterminate. It's something that's always evolving. It's never a straight line. Sometimes it's very curvy. Um, you can measure with statistics. I mean, statistics will give you a number, but statistics don't often factor in human factors, emotions, and that sort of thing. That's something that cannot be quantified. That's something that's unique to each and every one of us, and they go into that as well. And it's just really an amazing little book, and it's not that difficult to go through at all. And plus, they have really good notes at the very end if you want to read a little bit into where they got their information, especially on the names. I really liked the the information on the wages of different names that mothers had given to their children, and it was just representative of the time that they were named, and it's kind of outdated, sort of. I mean, it's. I was just trying to see where I can figure out. Let's just see what's inside the leaf. This is up to 2009, so it's a teensy bit outdated, but it's still really interesting as far as books go. If you're kind of leery about going into economics as a whole, this book is just really wonderfully written, and it's fascinating. I couldn't put it down. I wanted to read more. I wanted to learn more, and I think that I really want to get into this because it's more about how we are as a society, how we operate, how we think, how we do certain things, how how the microcosm works versus the macrocosm, which I'm not going to get into anything philosophically deep here because it's too early for that, but it really is a well-written book and completely fantastic. And if you have a chance to pick it up or get it off Amazon, because it's really cheap off Amazon, do so because it's definitely well worth it. 2 thumbs way up.